And we are live. Hey, everybody. Mobile Visa here. Welcome to Friday Night Tech Talk with Will D and Mike, simply your device. Will, you want to say hello if you
What's
can?
going on, everybody? What's up, George? What's up, Mike? Happy Friday.
TGIF. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
God.
Definitely.
No spiel, Mike?
Yeah.
So this is my first time purchasing wireless headphones.
Hold on. I'll give you a spiel. Wait a minute.
Okay. We're all waiting with bated breath. Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
I'll explain what Mike is listening to in a minute, folks.
Oh my God, it's stuck in my head. I'll give a spiel to it later on. Don't worry. I'm ready to get going here.
Welcome to Friday Night Tech Talk. I'm Mobile Geezer. Of course, you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and a couple of more weeks, Google Plus.
Yeah.
And my website is mobilegeezer.wordpress.com. And yes, I know I'm a few days behind in my weekly articles because I was away visiting the Ark for a couple of days this week. And I will be writing an article tomorrow.
Also, you were playing with your new G7 Plus, weren't you?
Yeah, that's my G7 Plus right here.
Mm-hmm.
Where am I? Okay, there. And I am loving this phone. I've had it 3 days now. I hope you guys have been watching my videos. I've got 2 videos up from it so far. And tomorrow, for the first time, I think it'll stop raining for a day. I'll get out and do some video comparisons between that and the Moto G6 Plus. So look for that tomorrow night or Sunday. So for tonight, I had a list of topics we were going to talk about, but after I had sent it, Android Authority put up an article, and the name of the article was called "Watch This Bizarre Propaganda Video." Kids singing about their love of Huawei. Well, this was one pretty weird article. A new video is going viral on the Chinese social media site Weibo. The video depicts about 24 Chinese children singing about how much they love the Chinese electronics giant Huawei. The song's title is translated as Huawei Beauty. And there's a video attached to it. You can go to androidauthority.com and look for that article. And these kids, I'd say they're 6 to 8, maybe 9 years old, and they're singing about how much they love Huawei and how Huawei is the most beautiful and Huawei is the best and how China is the best. And in the article, it says the guy who composed the song was Yurong Li, a top composer at the Chinese government-funded CPC, Central Military Commission Political Department Song and Dance Troupe. Say that 5 times fast.
Yeah, I was a mouthful there too.
Yeah, so it's almost as if Huawei, the American government has been saying for a long time that Huawei is in bed with the Chinese government. Well, this thing says to me that Huawei is saying, yes, we are, and we don't give a crap who knows it. So it was just a very weird article. Mike, you got anything to say on it? I know the song is stuck in your head at this point.
No, wait a minute. Wait a minute. That song?
Yes.
Woo! Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I just realized that sitting here talking to you about it and all. I'm a little leery about supporting a company that has this kind of influence, this kind of. I was always on the fence, but now this is really
kind of over the top, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, if you read, I'm glad somebody took the time in the article to post the verses and the chorus.
Oh yeah, let me read a little bit, Mike.
Go ahead, please do.
Verse 1. This is the translation from Chinese. All around the world, which phone is the most pretty? Everyone says it's Huawei. Battery lasts long, design is great, China chip is the most valuable. Chorus 1, Huawei good, Huawei beauty, Huawei makes me smarter. Teacher teaches me to love my country, homemade phones, love Huawei. I mean, come on now.
Yeah.
Mike, you go ahead and read the next verse.
Verse 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Global phones ranking innovation by Huawei. Grandpa raises her good name. Chinese men and women achieve greatness. It says here note by who's OP? I guess OP.
I'm
It
not
says
sure.
here. I don't know what this is. No. Anyway, Huawei in Chinese literally means China Hoa achieve. Okay, I guess China achieved. Okay, I guess he's breaking down some of the verbiage here.
Yeah. Okay.
And of course, too, Huawei good, Huawei beauty, Huawei brings glory to the country. We seek our dreams in new era.
Yeah.
We have great ambitions in our youth.
Yep.
Now he says, note in OP, dream and new era are two direct references of major thoughts of Xiaoping.
Jinping, yeah, Jinping, yeah.
He's the president or leader of it. Right.
Now, the guy in the article says, my favorite two lines are China chip is the most valuable and global phones ranking innovation by Huawei. After all, what kids these days aren't focused on chipset markets and global
Yeah.
So it's almost like Huawei's throwing this stuff right in everybody's face, and they're saying, if you don't like it, tough. And Huawei is the #2 phone manufacturer in the world behind Samsung, and according to them,
Mike is
okay.
George. Don't listen to Mike. He's ready to order right now.
Yeah,
they brainwashed him already.
Don't get me a strike on my channel now.
Yeah,
that's gonna be his ringtone.
I'm sorry, I can't help it. It just, oh my goodness gracious!
See, look at Nigel. Nigel said he'll definitely be buying more Huawei.
Huawei's big in Europe, that's for sure.
I don't know. That stuff worries. Now I'm worried. Now, yeah, like you said, it's from your nose.
Concerning, that's for sure. Anyway, folks, I just had to start with that because that's like one of the biggest things I've seen in quite a long time.
Yeah, that was crazy. I didn't even hear about that nowhere, George, until you sent that article. That's crazy.
Yeah, well, I saw the article right after I sent the email out to you guys, and I'm like, oh, I got to tell them about this. So it's as if Huawei's throwing in everybody's face. Oh, and Google is cracking down on any video that has kids in it. So I hope you haven't.
Oh yeah, because did you see all that stuff going on, George? The people telling the kids how to kill themselves in the YouTube videos.
Yeah, I saw that.
And they got like a monster popping out and doing it too. My kid's school sent me a email about it. They called.
Oh, they did? Okay.
It's crazy, yeah. It's crazy.
So it's like, are these people really trying to get kids to commit suicide? Is that the point? This is a very sick world we're living in.
I don't understand it though, because YouTube can hear audio and stop all that kind of stuff, but you would think they'll be able to weed that out.
Well, it seems like people in comments with videos with innocent videos with kids are saying some pretty nasty stuff and linking this kind of crap in the comments. So it seems like the latest thing that YouTube is doing is if you have anything in your video, your comments are disabled. Period. Case closed.
Well, I think that's because they're saying there's like some kind of, I guess, pedophiles and all that are using code words to communicate in the comments. So now I guess they're just taking the comments off. That's good, I guess.
I see my answer to that is just send the pedophiles over to fathers of girls. I happen to be one. So, we'll take care of them and you won't have a problem with them anymore. That would be my answer.
Yeah, it's crazy.
All right, so let's move on.
We got to acknowledge some people in the room. I don't know if you've seen some. We had some. We got Tana Does Tech here.
Okay, Tana.
Serrano's here. Big Dog is here. I saw.
And Anthony from my project.
Project 13. So welcome to the stream, Mom. Everybody say hi to Mom. Mom popped in.
Hey, Carol. Good to see you.
Yeah. So
she and I balance out the old generation. This is good.
Yep.
Mom survived a snowstorm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it's all about like an inch, but we got a lot here.
She went to Olive Garden.
Oh, okay. So how much snow total did you guys get?
Not much, but I don't know what's going on here. They act like it's a lot. Like they 2-hour delay to school and everything.
Well,
crazy.
I don't. For
They
me,
did that here for a half an inch.
Will, to me, it seemed like at least 3 inches or more. I had a lot. I had a bit of snow.
Well, yeah, on my car was it was bad. But I guess once I left work, the roads were fine at 9. But they 2-hour delayed to school. Like every time it snows, I think this year we've had a 2-hour delay.
Yeah.
So
anyway, so here we've had nothing but rain, and more rain. So, and this the wettest winter they've had. I went out to some of the filming I did with my Moto G7 Plus the other day. I went to the bay, and then I went down by the dam and filmed there. And then I was going to go down by the park where I always ride my bicycle. Well, the park is closed because there's so many places flooded. They're just not letting anybody in the park and not letting any boats in the water, nothing. Because that's how overflowed everything is.
Six Louise, I just want to answer him real quick. I'm still on March 2018 security patch. It's March 2019, so let's
it's a year now. It's
get lucky.
They'll give you one. They'll give you a patch. Don't worry.
Oh, which phone?
The V30s.
Okay.
It's that poison bite of getting unlocked.
Seems to me there's a bad Cabbage Patch one, but I can't think of it.
You'll come up with one. Don't worry.
Yeah,
That's different, Mike. You must have picked the worst phone to buy unlocked ever.
Yeah.
Nigel is saying in the comments, I'm waiting for the Huawei event in Paris on the 26th of this month with the P30 devices, guys. That's right. All the new articles came out today. The P30 Pro and the P30 Lite, which I didn't get a chance to read yet. All right, so now we're going to talk about Mobile World Congress, which just ended, I guess, yesterday. And what are the two big things that came out in Mobile World Congress?
My favorite, foldable phones, George.
Foldable phones and 5G. Those are the two.
That's Mike's favorite.
Woo! Yeah.
Mike, did you see what I sent you on Twitter?
You sent me. Yeah. Wait a minute. Let me go back. I do.
About T-Mobile.
He's in his.
Oh yeah. That's right. I forgot to reply to you. So here it is. Okay, they did it once, Mike, but at least they haven't done it yet. They learned their lesson.
They haven't done it yet. That's all.
Okay, they haven't done it yet.
They haven't done it
right
yet.
now, I think they're not going to do it because they got some people running.
George. What happened was the guy from T-Mobile was like, if AT&T was to label some meat, he would label it wrong or something and put like this waterless, so what's it called, seedless watermelon, label on a thing of ground beef, and then he was making a joke, so everybody commented, and then somebody put in the comments, it's pretty funny T-Mobile's talking about AT&T when you guys labeled HSPA Plus as 4G.
Did they really?
Yeah, they were the first ones to do that. And you know who complained about it? AT&T.
Okay, right? Tit for tat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you guys kept saying they haven't done it.
I saw Mike cheerleading, so I had to.
Okay. Yeah. I felt the love, brother, right here. Okay.
I kept thinking, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Then I was reading, Mike, and everybody was like, T-Mobile would be good if they had service in my house.
Yeah, there's those comments too.
Oh, man.
All right, so Will, why don't you take the lead in talking about the foldable phones?
Oh, I love them so much, George. Thanks a lot. Hold on. Which one are you?
Yeah, well, so far,
which one are you using, George? The one that's the foldable phones in the pipeline. You got a couple articles.
Yeah, no, I guess you looked at the video, and
we got the Verge. Then we got the. Yeah. I'll go to this one. All right.
Go for it.
All right. There's a lot of foldables. Let's see. We got.
Foldables are in a new flavor.
Yeah, they are. Mike loves them just like I do.
The future.
Samsung from me, which I don't know, George. What do you think? Who do you think is better, Samsung's or
Huawei? It seems like everybody says Huawei's is better, a lot better, I think.
Samsung premiered theirs, which was which was nice, but that notch to me was kind of ugly. Then you got Huawei's, which was the Huawei Mate.
Samsung Fold.
Samsung Fold, the Huawei Mate X.
Huawei Mate X, right.
Theirs was nice. Theirs is nice, I guess.
Yeah, it is $2,600.
They're all nice, but the price is too high.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I'll get into my
Samsung's is $1,980.
1980, yeah. Huawei's is
2600 because it also included 5G in theirs.
Yeah, and theirs has 5G. Yeah, George is on it. And I think is Huawei the one with the screen that's gonna heat up? Are they the one with the screen that's gonna heat up when you open it? Or am I getting them all confused? Oh, you know what? That was never mind. That was Apple. I think Apple's trying to patent it. When they do theirs, they want to have it so that the screen will heat up so that it doesn't bend or something. Some kind of thing they're doing.
Heat up.
Yeah, like it's gonna heat up it'll heat up the screen or something.
Was it hand warmer?
You gotta read the article. But anyway,
first I heard of this one. Okay.
LG. I guess let me see. What's the name of it? Oh, okay. The LG V50, and theirs is going to be 5G enabled, but it's like a cover, right?
Yeah, it's more like right. It's a cover that you put another screen on the other side, so it's not technically.
Yeah, it's not a.
They're making LG is a shame. That's a shame. That LG thing.
You think so? Yeah. I don't. To me, it don't look that bad.
Wait, what?
It's not that different from the Axon M from ZTE.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like foldables at all, but I mean that don't look that with the keyboard being down there. It's kind of like a
But the beauty of the foldables, the two that the Samsung and the Huawei, is you actually
that is the whole screen. I guess.
And this LG one is just a split in the middle, just the Axon M.
It's LG, so nobody's gonna buy it anyway. But then TCL, everybody's got a foldable coming out.
Yeah, really.
TCL's got like a prototype. It looks like.
Right.
Let me see. Yeah, there's don't really say much about theirs. It says there's going to be a Xiaomi.
That's the one I'm waiting for. The one that folds in places.
That's the one with all those problems with all those animations, right?
Yeah.
There's the one. Yeah,
but there was also a prototype. Okay.
Oppo's got one.
Yeah, they got a whole bunch of them.
Yeah. And of course, we've all seen the Royale from CES, and everybody says it's pure trash.
What was that? Like a prototype video that they had? I think it was on Instagram.
Who did?
When everybody said the Razer. Everybody was saying that the Razer phone was coming back, and it was a flip phone.
Yeah.
The Motorola one that looked nice.
Yeah, that Razer, yeah.
And
yeah, you remember the Razer phone?
They're moving ahead with that.
Yeah, and then Apple. Here you go, George. It doesn't say it on this thing right here, but it was an article. I must have read it on a different website, but it was saying that Apple had like a patent for heat and screen. It says the only hint that Apple's got is they have patents for hinge designs and folding mobile screens. But with Apple, they patent a lot of stuff and don't release it.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, like Google does.
And here goes Google's. I guess Google's putting it into the software for the foldable phones, and they don't really have much about what they're doing.
Right.
ZTE. There goes your Axon M, George.
Yeah. And we've seen this before.
The basic profile, ZTE may be working on a different model, potentially using what we learned from the Axon M.
And look what
Energizer.
Energizer came out with a bunch of phones at MWC.
That thing is huge. That big battery.
Did you see
with a screen on it?
A little brick.
Yeah. Somebody described like if you're holding it up and all of a sudden it slips from your hand, it's like getting hit with a cinder brick.
They were like it's a weapon. Like that thing is a.
Can you imagine that thing and slip it into your shirt pocket or your suit pocket? It's going to pull you right down to the ground.
They better put reverse charging and everything on that thing.
Yeah, they do. But it's what is it? 18,000 milliamp. Yeah, that's what makes it so big and heavy. Yeah.
Microsoft looks like they abandoned the Surface phone, but they're working on a hybrid phone, tablet, laptop. This is getting out of hand.
Okay.
Let me see. Folding chassis. It's going to be the evolution of a two-in-one laptop with additional phone features. Patents from Intel, which have turned into renders.
Yeah.
So the device looks like Intel produced the software. It's not going to do nothing because it's Microsoft. It's not going to do nothing.
I wouldn't agree with
you. You don't think so? I think because it's as far as the phone goes, nah.
No, I agree with you.
Oh yeah, it's not. It's Microsoft, but you know,
Mike.
I don't know, Mike. How do you feel about foldable phones, Mike? How do you feel at this point? A couple weeks in, after seeing Samsung's and the Huawei phone, what do you think?
What do I think?
Because George had me watch that video with the two guys, and I still don't like it.
Jaime Rivera, who after he saw the Huawei Mate X,
he changed his mind
because he was talking just like Will before, and then the other guy, who was the other guy? He's got like 2 million followers, 2 million subscribers. I forgot his name now. But he had the same issue. He's the same issue that you had, but then he saw somebody actually gaming on it. Well, that changed his mind. So go ahead, Mike.
I'm still on the fence, and why I say that is this just a fad? I call it the flavor of the month. I mean, they brought the attention back to Samsung right now, and then that attempt is to make it a Halo device. Is it a Halo marketing ploy? Is it going to really? All these companies see that as a way to put eyes on their company. You know, if the devices become more reasonable in price,
yeah.
You know, I do expect though to see the Chinese market, because as always, you know, these phones are absorbingly crazy pricing, and then all of a sudden you get like OnePlus, I'll just say, come in and, you know, give you a really great device at a reasonable price.
Yeah,
that could happen. But I want to just say this. And I've been saving this. I said it to Will. I don't know if I said it to somebody. If I repeat myself here, please tell me. But I really think this whole foldable thing is a marketing ploy to get people to go, and they see it's a $2,000 item, even if it becomes more mass produced and they knock the price down to, let's say, $1,500. It makes these $1,000 phones look cheap.
Well,
these slab phones. You know what I mean?
And that's why I think, you know, a lot of the big guys are saying it's the future. I agree with them. I would expect 5 years from now, we're probably all going to have a foldable phone one way or another. That's my guess.
Because the prices come down, and that's what we're hoping for. But you know, I don't know. I see it a lot of different things they've tried too.
Will, you got something to say?
I don't know. See, Mike, I kind of feel like you do. Even like I watched the videos George showed me, and yeah, they changed their mind. The one guy said he's a gamer, I guess, or something. He likes it for.
He's not a big gamer, but he
liked it for gaming. He said it makes sense for gaming.
Right.
But to me, it's like, all right, you have a gaming phone. They haven't really taken off. They made the phone specifically for gaming, and it's kind of the same.
And that was his point. You've got the Razer phone, which I think he had that right in his hand, and what's one of the other, you know, gaming phones. And he said, compared to this, they're like nothing for gaming.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't think it's gonna. I can't see it. I just can't.
I still say
because George is like, all right, you get the phone and just fold it closed or whatever. You use it as a phone. What are the like? Do you ever walk around with your phone, George, and say, "Man, I really wish I could open up my phone so I can look at the whole Google Map"? Nobody does that.
But if you had a foldable phone, you probably would say that to yourself.
No, but George, that's what I'm saying. Do you ever say, I wish my screen was bigger so I could look at the whole Google Map? Like,
I've actually heard people say they wish their Google Maps in the car was bigger on the screen. Yes, I've heard people say that.
And then where are you going to mount it? That's why you have a
if they can come up with a phone
in the car,
up in the mount, you can count on that.
People gonna be crashing into everything.
No, because the cars will be self-driving, so that's okay.
Nah,
I got it that time.
I hope they take off so the rest of the prices of everything else can go down. Because
I agree.
I think they got us brainwashed. That's how
I'm not buying no foldable phone. I knew that.
We'll see in 5 years.
That's crazy.
Hey, George, let me jump in here real quick. George, you had a question in the room from somebody that's new. I haven't seen this gentleman. I'm going back. Braxton McNeil. Welcome to the stream. He's ASA say, hey guys, I watched the Moto G7 Plus video. I'm interested in those devices. Does it work well on T-Mobile? That's why I'm
Braxton. Keep in mind, they released the Moto G7 Play, the Moto G7, and the Moto G7. What was the other one? I forgot the other one. But anyway, they released 4, but they did not release the Moto G7 Plus in the United States. Just like last year, they did not release the Moto G6 Plus. Well, I have the Moto G6 Plus right here, and I have the Moto
It's
G7.
upside down, George.
Oh, well, it's not on. Here's the Moto G6 Plus, and here's the Moto G7 Plus. Both of them work very well on T-Mobile. They don't have all the bands, but I used G6 Plus all last year. I'm using the Moto G7 Plus as one of my daily drivers all day for the last 3 days. They work fine on T-Mobile, so you're not going to have any problem using it. And the G7 Plus is higher spec than the rest of the family, and so was the G6 Plus, but now there's a bigger difference between the rest of the family and the G7 Plus, so I would highly recommend the Moto G7 Plus. Okay.
So.
All right. The next story I put up was the Mobile World Congress major announcements. Mike, you want to go with that, or you want me to go with
it? Which one? You got 2? Oh, okay. That one with the Android Authority.
Yes.
I thought I had it open. I don't. Major announcements. Give me 1 second. Yeah. Let me before I jump into this. You guys, did you guys read some comments from different people talking about how it seems like they're like targeted the reviewers. The reviewers seem to be targeted from criminals. They're getting stuff pickpocketed or stuff is getting stolen. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, one guy got his stuff stolen, and these are big YouTubers, big bloggers. One guy got his stuff stolen night before last, and one of the other guys had his stuff stolen last year, I think.
Right.
Yeah, it seems to be implying that's becoming a problem in the World Cup. Just like Mr. Thieves know, these guys are in town with very tech stuff.
There were some comments that mentioned in there was to maybe move the venue somewhere else.
Okay, well,
I just want to bring that out there.
They moved it to Barcelona, what, 5 years ago, something like that?
Did they? I didn't know where was it before. I've only known it was Barcelona.
Yeah, me too. But I think I read somewhere. I think it's been about 5 years ago. But I do remember 2 years ago. You know, Mac Lee. He went for the first time, and the first night he got mugged. Yeah.
First
time, I remember that. So I guess it's like any other city, and they know you're in town for a big conference. You gotta watch yourself.
Yeah,
that's my guess.
Yeah. So, but okay, I just wanted to. I saw that those not just one. I saw quite a few comments and 2 comments that were thrown out there, not by the YouTubers. Just the conversation was to move it because they know that they're coming in. You know, that's the thing too.
Exactly.
So, what do we got here? Everything announced so far for MWC 2019.
Right.
Which it actually ended yesterday.
Right.
Apparently.
Right.
So, you know, and then again, here's now last year. Let me ask you guys, if I'm correct, they didn't. Samsung didn't announce their new phone before MWC. It wasn't like a book ended. You know, what I mean, it wasn't like I think it was later on, wasn't it?
I don't remember, but I don't think it was that close. Yeah, this year it was the day before MWC officially started. So basically, it's part of MWC.
Right. So that was part of the news, if you know what I mean.
Exactly.
Because obviously they wanted to get the folding tablet, because they probably all know what each one's coming out with. You know what I mean? So, so you had MWC for Samsung and their event. What do you guys think of the LG G8?
I don't think much about it, period. But
yeah, I'm not big on it. Of course, you know, there was the V50 ThinQ and the 5G feature that they were talking about. I'm just scrolling through here. I'm not telling you, LG's really really losing momentum, I think, here in the States.
The momentum's been gone, Mike.
Well, it's really dead. You know what I mean? Come on. You know, I know that folding thing for the V50 was, I don't know.
Yeah, but Mike, now you're somebody who you think they're a gimmick. So what would you have wanted them to come out with?
Well, like everybody else, why not?
Yeah, but why though? Yeah, but at least they did something different. You know what I mean?
Well, they did something that everybody panned Axon.
Yeah, but that was Axon. Maybe theirs will be better. You know, they gotta try something. Axon did theirs specifically for AT&T, which most likely is what LG's been. This was probably what they're doing. They'll probably be just on AT&T, and it'll have DirecTV apps on. You know, so you can watch TV.
You know. What do you guys think of the thing with the hand gestures? What do you? I'm not feeling it.
That struck me as a gimmick.
Now that's the most dumb thing I ever saw. Well, that was like going back to the Galaxy S4.
Yeah, a lot of them talk about that.
Samsung was throwing all kind of anything into the phone.
Yeah, explain it to the people though a little bit about the hand gesture.
Well,
dude,
you got it, Will. You know how
it was basically you waved your hand over the phone to skip the track, to turn up the volume. It had all kind of like hand gestures that you had to do above the screen.
Yeah, even you know, to change apps, you know, like how you go in your recent drawer.
Everything you could control the phone without touching it. And I mean, that was like good in like 2012. You know what I mean? Like when Samsung did it, it was a gimmick back then. I remember when they had a commercial showing you if your hand was dirty, you could put your hand above the little sensor and go to the next song or scroll the page and all that. But it's in this that's
what did Samsung call it?
I don't
Air
remember.
View, or they had a whole bunch. You could make the picture pop out. They still have some of the features on the new. Like if you hover the S Pen over top of a picture, it pops the picture out. That's how it used to work. But you could use your finger. So Samsung had like a whole bunch of them in their phone where you could, scroll the page with your eyes. You hit the sensor and then it would scroll the page. They're kind of doing it all with your hand, which is, I don't know what LG, I don't know what they're doing. It's so old now that they should have never even, I can't believe it. And they had I think it was a video on Instagram. And, I think it was Eric from Team 100. He commented on there and put, this is silly.
Yeah.
First thing I thought of when I saw the gestures, I thought of Iron Man doing the thing, all around them in the room, moving things around. That's what made me think of.
Oh man,
real quick, I noticed here they're mentioning that the V50 and LG's first 5G phone should be exclusive for Sprint in the United States and initially. It says here, one other thing that really caught my eye just now: the V series will be 5G. And the G series is going to be 4G.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, all the other phones in the world are 4G, so that kind of makes sense.
Okay.
But did they put a price in here on that?
No, they have no price on that.
Right, because 5G, it's going to cost a lot of money. $1,200, $1,500. I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, you're looking in the room, right? You see what Don said.
No, here I'm catching up. Go ahead.
The V50, he said it looks good. Now, isn't that the foldable one, right? You can get the foldable thing.
No. But, and they're selling that as an accessory, aren't they?
Yeah, you can buy the foldable attachment. Yes.
Yeah, you buy the attachment, and that's the 5G.
That's why it's not going to sell, because nobody's going to buy no attachment. But LG should have learned from Motorola.
Yeah,
I don't see it selling, but that's just me.
It won't. LG's done, man. LG's done.
Well, like they talked about.
You know what? You know what really makes them done? They had an advantage for all the years when they had the wide angle camera. Now Samsung did it. Most likely Apple's gonna do it. It's over now. They have no more advantage, and they didn't take advantage of it when they had it. Yeah,
because they had the advantage for a couple of years.
Yeah, you know what? They had the wide angle camera. And everybody the better what's it called? The DAC. They had the audio, and they just.
I was going to say that's what's making me go use this phone a little bit more, because I'm using headphones, wired headphones at times.
Right.
Listening to either watching videos, listening to music, or podcasts or whatever, and I like the audio quality that they have there. And again, Will made a perfect point: is they never really drove that feature home, the audio and
they don't capitalize on their own stuff that they.
We all said their advertising is the pits.
Exactly,
it really is. So, moving on.
John says he disagrees. LG is not finished in his opinion. So we're going to find out, I guess. Okay, go ahead, Mike.
Okay. Oh, Don wanted to know. I see, like a mod. I guess he's referring to that. There's the thing. I'm going back to the LG. Is I hope LG release, for their sake, release this additional attachment. Not do what they did with the G5. Like they had, some of the friends over. Some of them were, not here in America. They were in Europe or sell everything at once.
Yeah, that whole friends thing was kind of it's an idea that never really panned out anyway. But Don, it's not more like a mod. It's like a separate screen that you just take and lay into a foldable, like a wallet case, isn't it? Or
I'll try and find something, Don. I'll get it to you on it. The other thing was, and I asked George here, Nokia's, and Nokia released a whole bunch of phones from the Nokia One Plus. I just caught on to that one. Nokia 4.2, Nokia 3.2, and the Nokia 210, which is a future phone. I think it's one of those, throwback phones. Yeah.
They did the same thing last year.
Yeah. Now the Nokia 9 PureView is the big story, it says here. And George, you said did you pre-order? You said
I pre-ordered already. Yes, I've been drooling for this phone, and
because you're a big time camera guy.
And they're saying, we'll find out if they're right, that the reason it has 5 cameras is because it's going to have the quality of a professional camera. Not a phone camera. So maybe it will, maybe it won't, but I'm going to find out one way or another. Okay. So yes, I have got it on pre-order, so we'll see how long it takes.
And did you see the price? Did you see they already got a price cut?
Yes, I saw that too. And my pre-order was before the price cut, but the price cut doesn't start until Sunday. So my pre-order is on Amazon. So if Sunday it doesn't bump down, then I'm just going to cancel that and order it from but according to the articles I've seen, Amazon should have the price cut. Best Buy should have the price cut, and I've already gotten an email from them that I can pre-order there. So whoever's got
anybody see B&H have it?
B&H also has it, yes. They're also going to have the price cut. So the funny thing was, Amazon had it first. That's why I pre-ordered from them. But the next morning, which was this morning, I got the email from Best Buy saying, okay, you can pre-order now. But I have not gotten an email from B&H yet, which to me, I thought you would get the emails the same day. But I guess Best Buy has one up on them. Yeah.
Now, it doesn't faze you that it's got a year or 2 year old chipset?
45 chip? No, because the reason they didn't go with the 855, I gather they spent a whole year optimizing this phone specifically for that chipset, and they would have had to start all over. So they said, no, we're going to stick with it. So I'm dying to get my hands on this phone. So
no mention about a 5G phone from them.
No, not at all. No, not at all. But I wouldn't expect that. Oh, and the other cool thing for me, because I have right here, I have the I've got the Nokia 7.1 right here. I've got the 6.1 back there. And again, this one is also an Android One phone, which means I'm going to get updates. And of course, it's going to be native Android. So I'm pretty happy about it. So I'm really drooling over this phone big time.
Don says, you guys are swell buying all your devices unlocked. Yes, that's how we roll, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
That is
yep.
true.
So
we gotta roll with it, baby.
Now, George, I don't know. I mean, I'm glad they said the camera's gonna be good, but I believe it when I see it, because look at who was that company? The Hydrogen One said that. Everybody else says that every year. They always say that.
But as Jay Williams always says, how can you criticize it if you haven't got a hold of it and tried it for yourself?
That's true.
That's the thing. I can't knock it. I gotta have it in my hand.
Yeah, but everybody says the same thing. We're gonna make the camera the best.
No, but the Red is a camera company, and everybody expected them to live up to being one of the best camera companies on earth. Well, they failed miserably at that when they made a phone. So it's not the same thing.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Well, you'll see, and I'll watch on your channel.
Exactly. I will put it in the video. Unlike you, I actually make videos.
Shots fired.
Okay.
Man down. George is shooting me when I can't even run away because I'm sick.
No.
Oh man.
Well, hey, Will, how many subs you got? Let me
I don't know.
Did you get to 50 yet?
Nah, I don't think so.
Okay.
Adam is still beating me. How's Adam? Okay. Right? He's all right.
He's doing good. He's doing all right. Yeah, yeah. He was being sick, and then he was being sick. Well, he was sick. Yeah, he was. I know he's going to kill me now. He was sick, and then we had those few days of snow, and then he had to stay home for the kids. Those things were going on. So he's just trying to get back to the regular schedule, catching up and all. So back to let's see here. After that was Sony. What's that?
Sony. Go ahead and talk about them. Yeah.
Sony apparently. What's up, Will?
I'm laughing at Don. He said, I want to do that. Remember how we shared the Essential phone?
Yeah.
He said he told George, well, you want to do the phone sharing with that Nokia.
The phone sharing is a mic thing. So he buys the phone and then we can all share
it. George said he's not sending us his phone.
Yeah. Yo, Will, we're gonna have to come down there and get it from him. We'll have to go down there and get it.
70s. I'm supposed to be a crotchety old man, so I'm living up to what I'm supposed to be. Come on now.
George said to get off his porch.
What's my mom call it?
Front yard.
Oh man, there's a term my mom says that she get because to her age, she has every right to be like a what is it called? Oh, I can't remember. She has a name for it.
She's not old enough to know it.
Yeah, I forget. It was a term she called it, but it's like
she left, Mike.
What's this?
She left. She's not in the room.
My mom. Yeah. She might have. Yeah, she might just popped in for a little bit and it's gone. Anyway, moving on to Sony dropped some phones, which was like, okay.
And what's the big deal about them?
Yeah, what's the big deal? Most newsworthy is a bunch of the Xperia 1, which replaces the XZ series as a flagship,
right?
As well extra long 4K HDR OLED 6.5. Holy cow! Now that's a tablet in itself almost.
It's a 21:9 aspect ratio, so they're really tall.
Yeah, I'm looking at a picture. I guess they're really tall, but kind of just equally. I don't want to say narrow, but
yeah. Well, it's 21 inches tall. That's the thing. Yeah.
21 inches tall
No,
from what, corner to corner?
I meant 21:9 aspect ratio.
I was gonna say 21. Holy cow! Yeah. That's like putting a boombox on your shoulders.
Now, Anthony, my Project 13. If you're still watching, we're looking to see one of these phones on your channel.
Yeah.
Ratios phones. So
yeah,
depending on you, brother.
It mentions here that we'll have to wait till late spring for the Xperia 1, but Sony has two phones dropping March 18th, the Xperia 10 and the 10 Plus.
Yeah, no, I have the Xperia XA2, and their last year was the XA2 Ultra. So these are they renamed them.
Right, these are next generation
budget phones.
Okay. You have the new one, the last year model?
I have last year's XA2. I didn't get the Ultra. I just got the regular, and I love that phone.
Okay. Did that get updated to Pi yet?
Do I remember? Let me take a look.
I'm gonna make him blow off the dust, you know. Fire up the old engine, you know.
Last week, and I can't remember. I was trying to update as many phones as I could, and I can't remember which ones didn't get. So you go ahead. I'll
George, do you have the Sony Xperia Z Ultra?
No, I don't have any Xperia XZs at all.
Nigel's asking if you remember that phone.
I remember it, yeah, but I didn't have it. I think my Project 13 had that, and I think he likes Sony phones a lot, as do I. But he bought the more expensive phones.
Anyway, getting back to see, we have Xiaomi apparently dropped a phone, and they came out with a Xiaomi Mi Mix 3 5G.
5G, because the Mi Mix 3 was a big seller for them.
Was it?
That long.
And the Xiaomi Mi 9 apparently they dropped also.
Okay.
Which is this the first time they've been at MWC before? I'd never seen them.
No, they were there last year.
Were they?
Yeah, don't ask me what they did, but they were there last year.
Right, that's just it. I just never had this company's really making a lot of gains.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Especially now they're in the talk here. You know, I mean, they're here.
And they usually make good phones for a very affordable price. And I love their phones. I have two of their phones. Jay Will has a bunch of their phones, and he loves them all. So yeah, we're fans of Xiaomi. And they seem to be one of the few Chinese companies that don't get any trouble with anybody's government.
No, I have to say that. So, and they're known also too to have a certain profit margin.
Very thin.
Right, very thin on the profit margin on the phone.
Right.
But they in their country though they sell other stuff. Other electronics. So it's their own ecosystem really trying. They haven't brought any of that extra stuff here.
Exactly.
Here in the States. So
for your information, the XA2 is still on 8.0, not even 8.1. So
wow.
So Sony is not updating their phones hardly at all.
Well, you won't get the update. You got to wait maybe a few more minutes or an hour. You might.
I didn't check for the update now. I just checked on I checked it last week.
Okay. I heard it buzzing earlier, so I thought.
Yeah, so they are way behind.
Yeah. So, Vivio did a phone. Vivo. They did a V15 Pro. Includes a pop-up camera.
Yeah, one of these days I gotta get one of those.
You really would like to get one of those?
I was a fan too.
Well, I mean, there's still companies making them. Vivo, I think Vivo was the first one that made one. Oppo has made one. A couple other companies have made one too.
Yeah, but I'm looking at what he's holding up here. I mean, the whole thing is. I guess it's a trade-off, though. You know what I mean? Because you really have full screen. You know, you really
get the full screen because of the pop-up camera. That's right.
Right. So I'm props to them, but it's just everybody was worried about the camera mechanism working.
Right. And to me, I think I'd rather have a pop-up camera that I manually push up rather than the motorized one, because I'd worry more that the motorized one's going to break. Wouldn't you?
Yeah, but you could also have the manual one to jam up on you too.
Yeah, I guess
you know what I mean. So,
yeah.
I mean,
to me, motorized means more moving parts, means more can go wrong. That's how I'm seeing it.
Yeah, but I still see. Is there a possibility? Yeah, but there's also a possibility you get a brand new phone and still have an issue too.
Yeah, and I'm talking to a car guy too.
Yeah, so it could be, but it's thinking outside the box. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. Now, Mike, the next one. That's the one.
Good. How you say it? Nubia.
Yeah,
Nubia had it's like a hybrid of a watch and a phone.
It's a watch and a phone in one. And I gather Nubia is calling it a phone, but it's a watch. It's both.
Don't look at me. Isn't Nubia owned or part of ZTE?
They were. I don't know if they still are, but yeah, they were partially. Yeah, they were a sub company of ZTE, so maybe they still are. I'm not sure.
Oh wow, they're saying here a Bluetooth only model will be available in Europe and North America in April for estimated $510.
Right.
And while an eSIM version will start at $623 and become available Q3.
Well, what's the purpose of having a watch and a phone in one if you're going to release a Bluetooth only? Well, just release the eSIM version, I would think. But they're saying that's not coming until Q3.
Yeah, it could be, George. It could be, getting it ready to, local authorities' approval to have, a mobile device.
Yeah, but it also sounds like they're using the first one to have a bunch of guinea pigs test their stuff for them before the big one comes out. That's my impression.
What are you doing here? What are you doing? What are you reading?
Me and Gary Brown are talking about that first 48.
Okay. He went to a TV show. Sorry about that.
No, I was listening, but he popped in and I asked him if Live PD was on. He's always watching.
His favorite show.
Yeah.
Favorite show. Real quick before we continue, Nigel says you ordered the S10e, George, right?
Yeah. I've got the S10 on S10e on pre-order, and I've got the Nokia 9 on pre-order.
Wow.
Hopefully 2 weeks from now I'll have both of them.
Now wait, George. Hold up. George, you got yours from T-Mobile, right?
Which one?
Your S10e, you ordered it from T-Mobile or Samsung?
Best Buy.
Oh.
So do you get the free earbuds?
No,
the S10e doesn't get the free earbuds. The other two do.
Okay.
And I thought about it, and I'm like, okay, how much am I going to use the free earbuds? Probably not much. So I said, the heck with it. I'll get the cheaper one.
They ran out. Now they're giving a certificate for.
Yeah, I saw that. They ran out early yesterday.
Yeah.
And people are very upset about it, I gather.
Well, you get the certificate, so it's not like you can't get them.
You know what? It doesn't force you to get the earbuds because I think you apply it to accessories, so you can pick out something else.
That's true if you don't like the earbuds. Yeah,
earbuds. I mean,
you could use it toward the watch. Yeah,
that makes sense. All right, Mike, you're almost done with your article. You going down?
Yeah, I'm going to OnePlus.
Yes.
Now, OnePlus apparently had somebody called this the soap bar. Did you see the comment?
Yeah, I saw that. Well, yeah, if you look at the picture, it kind of
looks like a big bar of soup. Yeah.
Yeah, with the device inside of it. It's kind of weird looking. Yeah, that's their 5G phone, but if that is the phone itself, it is kind of weird, and it does look like a bar.
Yeah, but I don't see that. I think how they like to play.
Yeah.
With words and all. So.
Yeah.
The article goes on. It seems that every company is releasing either a foldable phone or a 5G phone or both at MWC.
This is only a prototype, keep in mind.
Yeah, that's what I would go with. OnePlus isn't one to be left out of the cold, as the company sort of revealed the OnePlus 5G phone for the first time. OnePlus has confirmed that 5G will start. Launch will be before the end of May, and will initially be available in the UK exclusively via wireless carrier EE. So
and the last paragraph, curiously, OnePlus revealed a new microsite prior to Mobile World Congress, which allows people from around the world to send a message to their Mobile World Congress attendees. It's not quite clear yet when OnePlus is doing with these messages, but the microsite suggests will have something to do with 5G. So I guess people doing MWC could send them all kinds of messages. That's kind of weird to me.
Lau said the 5G phone probably won't sell in large numbers as the technology is in its early phases. However, he thinks it may change in 2020. So that leaves you to believe: are they going to have two phones, a 5G and a 4G version?
I'm not sure. That's pretty much what I think OnePlus has said all along. They're going to. I think they're supposed to release a OnePlus 7 and then a OnePlus 7 5G. So
right.
I think we're expecting two phones. And I've been saying for months, don't buy a 5G phone until 2020.
Oh no! Yeah, I know. I see Six says, "Do you? What do you guys think? OnePlus?"
This question is obviously for you, Will. Answer Six's question, because going on and on. This is Will's rant for the night.
Nah, that's not my rant, George. We were talking about it earlier. There's too much excuses. Every year they got an excuse about why they can't do it. He just wants to make you have to buy his special charger. That's all. So when he does it and he says he's going to make it better, and what'd you say, George? What did I say? It was too slow. That's what he said. Wireless charging is too slow.
Wireless charging is slow. People
now, Mike, listen to that, Mike.
You don't want to use it.
Mike, go pick up your OnePlus 6 and you say, all right, I can plug my phone in and dash charge, but wireless charging is too slow. So they didn't even give me the option. Even if it's slow, who cares? You just want the option of being able to do it. It doesn't have to be fast. Samsung doesn't say wireless charging is slow, so we're not going to give it to you at all. Just, you know what I mean? Put it in there and work on it. It's not like it's that guy. He's just making excuses, man. He wants you to buy his special OnePlus charger.
But they're not selling that charger separately.
That's what they're own. Once you get, I guarantee you, when they come out with wireless charging, that charger is going to be separate.
Oh, okay.
And you're gonna need that special charger, and they're $40 shipping and handling or whatever they charge you when you order one.
Wait! Hey! Hold up! Back up, bus. Back up the bus.
What?
Let's talk about Apple and having
listen,
fast
George.
charging.
No, listen to me. Listen to me. Yeah. Okay.
They got their own separate charger. They got their own separate charger, right?
They do. But you have a choice of plugging your phone in and charging it regular, right?
On an Apple phone,
or dropping it on the wireless charger, right?
Right. Yeah. Okay.
On OnePlus, you have no second option.
That's true.
There is no. Right. They're not giving you their whole. Listen to me. No, listen. Apple didn't say we're not even going to give you the choice of wireless charging or fast charging. They're saying you can have fast charging, which isn't really that fast.
Man,
but if you want it, listen to me, George. Listen. Mike, listen. Mike, OnePlus has been saying for like 3 years now, wireless charging is too slow. All right, we understand it's slow, but at least put it in there. Who cares if it's slow? You don't have to use it. That's like Samsung saying we're not going to wireless charging at all because it's slow.
But they could sell it the same way Apple still sells you the charger. They just don't include a wireless charger. Well, OnePlus could do the same thing, right? They could make
but listen, that's what I'm saying. They're by them not putting it. The reason that they're going to say they're going to make it faster is because you're going to have to buy the OnePlus wireless charge special pad to use.
That's probably true.
You know what I mean? That's his reason. It doesn't matter. Nobody's saying that their wireless charging has to be any faster than anybody else's because they're already giving you dash charge. All they have to do is give you the option of wireless charge.
But they may feel like it needs to be because for 2 years, who's got the fastest charger on earth? Well, they do. You know,
they do have the fastest charger.
They do, but for them not to be putting wireless charge at this point is ridiculous.
I'm going to guess. I'm going to guess you're right. I'm going to guess you're right about them charging you for it, but I'm going to guess that they're working on it and they want to perfect it because they do want it to be faster.
You see what, Mike? You see what Six said?
Let me see.
Six said he can charge his iPhone on any wireless charger and get the same speed, unlike the Pixel, where you have to use a special Google pad.
That's nonsense. And he's right in that. I just told Will before we started, I plug in my iPhone to my wired one right here. Well, it never charges as fast as the wireless charger that I have upstairs, which is just a cheap wireless charger. But the iPhone always charges faster on that than it does
on the wireless charger, George.
Yes, I don't know why.
Okay.
And Mike, I'm not saying Apple's right the way they do it, and OnePlus shouldn't, like, they're wrong for doing it that way. But for all these years, for him to just keep saying we want to make it faster. So when you made the OnePlus 5. You could have put wireless charging on it and been working on it all this time. How are you going to?
I'm guessing they are.
Yeah, but so put it so that everybody can be quiet and be happy about it, and then add it and make it faster later. Don't just keep saying,
be happy about it.
Yeah, because everybody's asking for it. They say, Mike, listen, Mike, this is the same company who said we're going to keep the headphone jack, and then got rid of the headphone jack after everybody said they wanted it. They even removed the poll. They asked everybody, what do you want for headphone jack? Let's remove
all they're saying is, don't worry, be happy.
Be happy.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Was going to be a rant.
That's terrible. It's too long already. Like it ain't like their phone is getting cheaper. They haven't fixed the screen. So at least put wireless charging on there. They ain't make the screen no better. I don't know.
I agree with you about the screen. It's time to up their screen game now, I think.
It's a simple thing. It's a simple thing, and they keep adding RAM.
George,
put wireless charging.
Go ahead.
George, do you think I almost had him there? I almost had him going, didn't I?
Yes, you did. I told you.
No, wait. Mike, since you already started, and since you already started talking about Apple, I'm not excited for Apple's event either. Their event coming up when they release their new thing is gonna suck. They're not gonna bring nothing great. It's going to be terrible. They're going to be like, we have a wide angle camera and this is the best phone we ever had. In the software, they'll probably have dark mode and that's it. Like
wide angle camera.
Apple's going to add a wide angle camera to the new phone.
Oh, for the phone that's coming out in September.
Yeah. Okay. You know, but I mean, theirs ain't going to be nothing exciting either, but I don't know, whatever. They're all boring right now, but I hope they don't come out with no foldable nonsense either. But like I told you in that article, they're supposedly working on it, George, and it said they're having some kind of element in the screen where it's gonna heat the screen so that before you turn it, you know what I mean, so that it bends different or something. I don't know. Some kind of thing they said they're working on.
The idea of heating the screen kind of scares me.
Not heating it like that. like the screen is gonna. You're gonna make me find the article. The screen is gonna get like bright or something before you turn it. Or something.
Who said heated? I thought of the Note 7.
Let me see. I'm gonna try to. Nah, we're not Samsung.
So just finishing up this article here real quick. So the next one is HTC. Okay, moving on. Did you see that, George? They got a 5G hub. That's what they came to. That's what they came to MWC.
That seems kind of strange to me, but 5G hub is a weird cross between a chunkier Google Home hub and the boring old Wi-Fi hotspot.
Right.
The first. It sounds like something that nobody's going to buy to me. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't think, because I'm going to just have good old, I got 5G, I guess, now in my Wi-Fi, right? You got the two. That's what a hub is to me for the home. Or you're on the road.
Yeah, it seems like a strange idea to me.
Yeah.
So So you've got a 5G hub, but what good does it do you if there's no 5G out there yet? I don't know. It just sounds like something that nobody's going to buy to me.
Right. The 5G hub is scheduled to launch early in Q2 of 2019 through U.S. carrier Sprint as well as global networks partners EE3, Telstra in Australia, Deutsche Telekom, which is really T-Mobile.
Yeah, which is kind of funny. They're going with Deutsche Telekom, but they're going with Sprint. It's very weird. That's a very weird combination.
I know. Sunrise is no word on pricing. So
yeah, exactly.
And to clean the end up here, Sprint. This is a weird combo here. Sprint and Google Fi at MWC 2019.
Yep.
As expected, Sprint used MWC to announce plans for 5G in 2019, while some of its competitors is focused on wave. Sprint is using the 2.5 gigahertz spectrum to build its 5G network.
Right.
This is different than T-Mobile and Verizon, what they're doing, but it allows Sprint to reach speeds much faster than LTE.
And I think that's the entire reason why T-Mobile wants it.
Oh yeah, it is. It is because they got the 600 band, the lower frequency, and then they got the 2.5 is supposed to be a good spectrum to have to roll out their 5G.
And Sprint has more of it than anybody else.
Right. Yes, they do. Sprint plans to cover over 1,000 square miles with 5G network. Atlanta, Chicago, Dallas, Kansas City. And we'll see 5G in May in Houston, Los Angeles, New York City, Phoenix, and Washington, D.C. And we'll follow later this year.
The problem with that is whenever these companies do this kind of stuff, it's little pockets of the cities that have this stuff, not usually the whole city.
The whole thing, right. And as I think we all can agree is, don't get a 5G phone. Don't put all your saying. I was listening to a podcast on the way home, and they basically were saying that these companies are going to try to get these people to think. Get a 5G phone because it's the latest and greatest thing to have.
I still say don't buy a 5G phone till next year.
I even say maybe wait longer than that. So
yeah. So wait for the second generation, I would say. Yeah.
Currently, the devices that will work are Samsung S10 5G, the LG V50 ThinQ 5G. That's a mouthful there.
Right.
And mentioned it before. It now mentions about the HTC hotspot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
As an MVNO of Sprint, Google Fi will be gaining their 5G capability as soon as the network is rolled out. So basically, they're piggybacking off of them.
I use a Sprint. That's your anti-market.
Right. Well, yeah, and that's weird. How they're going to rely on Sprint to get the 5G when you have all these other carriers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Sprint has the 2.5, so it makes some sense, I guess. It seems like it's some very weird thought going here. Why?
Okay, I got a question, George. You're the 5G guru. Then when 5G got announced, right? Wasn't there like a ton of articles saying that, let's say you buy an unlocked phone, that 5G phone isn't going to work with the 5G on, let's say, Verizon.
Right.
Right. Yeah. They were supposedly they're all locked into.
Nah, they can keep that.
Carrier. Yeah, I agree.
Nah, I'm not buying my phone from the carrier. Nah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying even wait maybe 2 years, because even then I'm a little skeptical, because look how long it took them to get from 4G back then to now. Yeah, look, when did 4G roll out? Like 2011, 2012, and even that wasn't even the best.
Yeah,
but Mike, that's not the problem.
To really start being dependable.
Right. Much later on to be dependable. What's up, Will?
If you try to switch networks, you're gonna be beat. You're gonna lose your 5G, whatever. If you got T-Mobile 5G and then next week Verizon service gets cheaper and you want to switch, your phone isn't 5G no more.
Right.
Has
any of these companies got the 5G to work where a body won't stop the signal? Because that was the problem a few months ago. You would hit somebody's body and your signal would be gone. Have they gotten around that yet? Nobody's
talking about. I know you mentioned about bodies, buildings, other structures, in all.
Imagine you live in an apartment.
And you have to have 5G towers every bunch of, few 50 feet, 25 feet, something like that. They've got to be all over the place.
Again, it goes back to look at the Atlanta. I don't know how flat Atlanta is. I know think of Chicago. I don't think there's hills in Chicago. Dallas, it's flat. Kansas City.
Yeah, they picked the flat places to go first.
Without a doubt. So
I guess
George, I found the article.
Okay, go for it.
Okay. What does it say? All right. It says the foldable. Let me see. Where's it at? Okay, in the patent application from Thursday that Apple filed. Yeah, the phone maker suggests temperatures could be an issue for the displays. While at or in a region of typical temperatures hospitable to humans, folding systems may work fine, but adhesives and other elements used in the device's production may become more resistant to flexing at cold temperatures, which would cause unwanted wear or damage to the display if attempted in such conditions. It says to mitigate the cold temperature, Apple simply suggests that there should be some way to warm up the area of the display where the panel bends. Okay. So and then it says they want to put an onboard temperature sensor to determine how warm the device is, whether it's warm. You know what I mean? I guess that's what they're trying to do. To make it so
it sounds kind of scary to me. How many phones are going to blow up? Or at least catch fire, or at least start smoking. It sure sounds like there's a potential there to me.
What I think.
You're still dealing with lithium batteries too. I mean, this sounds kind of dangerous if you ask me.
Yeah.
Well, what they're not saying to make it. I don't think they mean to get it that hot. They're saying like they're gonna have a screensaver that'll make sure that the screen isn't cold. Like if let's say it's wintertime and you want to fold your screen when it's cold, I guess it's not going to let you fold it.
If you're warming stuff, the only possibility you have of doing it is with electricity from a battery.
No, but listen, George, but your screen is always warm. They're saying you might not be able to take your phone out your pocket that's off and just bend it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I see the point and I see the logic behind it, but I'm going to let you be the first one to buy it and see if you burn your hand up.
George, I'm not buying it at all. Just like with I think it was the Samsung phone, you could see like the crease. Wasn't it the Samsung one? You could see the crease down the middle.
Years ago, I wrote a song back when I used to write a lot of songs, and I wrote a song about myself. And it was called Hot-Handed Man. This is not how I meant my hands to get hot, okay? So I'll let you take care of
that. Mike, you got a comment in the chat.
Let me see. Yeah.
Jimmy Al says you guys are bored. Okay. In my age, that's a heck of a good compliment. I'll take that.
It's a boys band. There we go. Have another drink of apple juice there, Will.
I don't got none.
Oh man!
I told you I'm not looking forward to their event either. So I put the apple juice.
Why not? Why are you not looking forward?
But I'm not because it's gonna be boring. No, I'm not going back to Android, but it's gonna be boring. Okay. At least I know I'll get an update.
Now, I have a question.
What's up?
If we're boys and we grow up, does that make us turn from boys to men?
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
Just a thought.
I knew that was coming.
I think so, George.
Well, I did live in Orlando for a long time, so come on now.
I think so. I don't know. I'm with Mike on the 5G and the foldable phone thing for now.
Okay. How about if we skip the next two because we've already been over everything at MWC, haven't we? Really?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
And when we go on to the Nokia 9.
That's the one you. That's the one you want, right, George?
That's
With all the
one
cameras.
I pre-ordered already. Okay, so
Guys, I'll be right back. Go ahead, guys.
Okay. All right. So GSM Arena has an article with a hands-on with the Nokia 9 PureView, and right at the top. Oh no, I'm looking at this second page, but I'm on the page that talks about the camera, which is what I'm excited about. And it says the Nokia 9's camera is the most exciting part about the Nokia 9. The 5-camera setup is aimed at photography enthusiasts. And this phone is made perfectly for those who like to tune their raw photos in post-processing, like opening up shadows, bringing back highlights, and applying just the right amount of sharpening. All the camera lenses have the same fixed focal length of 28 millimeters. This camera doesn't have a wide-angle camera. It doesn't have telephoto cameras. Doesn't have any fancy shooting modes. This is a bit of a turn-off to some people because they expect it to have the setup length with different lengths. Instead, all 5 cameras are 12 megapixel each and have an f1 point aperture lenses. 2 of the cameras are RGB, the other 3 are monochrome. The images from all 5, sometimes even a few photos per camera, are all stacked to produce a single image with a spectacular dynamic range. And that's the big thing here. Up to 12.4 stops of difference in light, which is as much as a real large sensor camera. In other words, like an honest to goodness DSLR. Okay.
You can't see it, George.
Here we go. I got to see myself first.
There we go.
Yeah, there you go. Like an honest to goodness DSLR. And that's the whole point. And of course, they've been trying to make camera phones give DSLR results for a very, very long time, and they keep getting better, but nobody's made it yet. So this may or may not be that phone. Aside from letting 2.8 times more light in due to the lack of a Bayer filter, the job of the black and white sensors is also to allow for a true monochromatic shooting mode rather than a mere desaturation of already color images, which is what all the other phone cameras do. Then they go on to say why they went without telephoto. Traditional dual cameras only keep the subject in focus and blur everything else regardless of its distance from the camera. Nokia says that its new setup can produce a depth map for more convincing defocusing. And I've seen some of the pictures, and you can see the further it is from the camera, the blur gets more and more, which is pretty impressive to look at, in my opinion. That's pretty exciting stuff to me. This means we should see much more realistic bokeh in photos. The blur would gradually be stronger the further that part of the scene is from the camera, which makes perfect sense. It's like a real person's eyes. That's what happens in real life. You know, the depth information is stored within the photo, so Google Photos will allow you to change the amount of defocusing after the fact, which I think is pretty cool. If you were paying attention at the back, you must have spotted another circular sensor next to the 5 cameras. This is actually a 3D, what is it, type of TOF?
Time of flight.
Time of flight camera. And it's used to help in gathering depth data. It also allows you to use AR applications such as virtual on-screen measurement tapes and such. The Nokia 9 is smart enough to gauge when it's completely still, such as on a tripod, and will switch to longer shutter speeds automatically. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, so I'm not going to read the whole article, but this to me is pretty exciting stuff, and I am really, really excited for this. I hope it doesn't disappoint, but I'm not going to find out till I get it in my hand. So. You guys, want to go into the article or say anything about it? I was on.
Now you were on the tear, George, but I mean, it looks good. I think the back looks ugly to me, but as long as the cameras work good, that's all that matters.
If you look at some of those pictures, some of those pictures look pretty spectacular. They have a bunch of photos. I mean, a lot of photos that you can scroll through here.
Yeah.
And the photos look really outrageously good to me.
Now, how are they with updates? The Nokia is good, right?
Oh yeah,
the phone is like stock.
It's an Android One phone, so like any Android One phone, you should be getting updates. You know.
Yeah, he's good. He's any Nokia phone. Yes, definitely. It's a good deal all the way around.
Yeah.
And how much is this phone, George? $600, right?
$699 right now.
Technically $700, but yeah, starting Sunday for 1 week only, it's supposed to be $100 off.
Mm-hmm.
So $600. So I think it's going to be worth it. And looking at the pictures, the sample pictures they took, they look pretty spectacular to me, better than I've seen on anything else.
George, Night Tech is asking, did you pre-order on Amazon? Oh, Super Chat is open.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I forgot all
George
about
George never announces a Super Chat.
I never announce my Super Chats. Night Tech. Yes, Anthony, I did pre-order on Amazon. Now I pre-ordered because the sale price is not up yet. But if Sunday they don't knock me back $100, then I'll be canceling that order and ordering from Best Buy, because I got my email this morning from Best Buy that I can now pre-order there. So we'll see.
Mike, what do you think? Mike's not big on the cameras, so
I was going to ask George real quick, and it talks about the cameras, but it's talking about what he does. Do you have one of those rigs that hold two phones at the same time?
Yes.
When you do a camera test?
Yeah.
Where'd you get that from?
Right here. Right here. Yep.
Where'd you get that from?
I guess Amazon. Yeah, I got it off of Amazon. It's called Live. It's called Livestream Jedi, GEDI. But I got this a long time ago, 2 years ago.
Okay.
So if you ever want me to go back and dig up where my
That's
order,
fine.
I can go for it. But yeah, it's called Livestream, and it's it's just mounted. Just
right,
like
and then you attach that to. You're attaching.
This just.
So I'm pointing to it right there. It's.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so you use one of those.
Up and it just screws right on there.
Okay.
Okay, that's my monopod. That's what I usually have out in the park when you see me doing my comparison.
Got you. I was just curious, but the phone looks neat if you're especially coming as perfect for George, camera guy.
Yeah.
I'm learning slowly.
No, you do a really great job with those camera comparisons and all. Yeah. So.
Yeah, you got a lot of patience, George.
I hope.
No, you have all the patience because you work with patients. Now I wasn't gonna let that go.
I got a few of them though.
Yeah. I just hope though. That's the thing. The problem you get a phone like this and you see what you believe is great quality, and then you put it on YouTube, and YouTube somehow changes it. You know what I mean? Right. Hopefully the true essence of the phone comes through on YouTube. Because the last bunch of your comparisons, these phones, we've said it before, they're all great with cameras, and it's hard to tell a lot of them the difference. You know what I mean?
Yeah. For the last year or so, all my phones that have 4K, when I've rendered to 4K. So I know the render is, and I have seen a difference because I have one 4K TV upstairs. And when I look at some of my own videos with the 4K in them, I can see the difference.
Mm-hmm.
So I know my rendering is coming out right.
Okay.
So before that, I didn't have a editor that was rendering 4K properly, but now I use Adobe Premiere Elements and does it fine. Yeah.
So you use Premiere Elements?
Yes.
Do you?
And I caught it. I tend to catch deals on like my website. Normally for my where your website lives. What's the word? I forget it.
Domain.
Your domain. Yeah, you usually pay either a big chunk a year or monthly. Well, I caught a deal where I paid it once for life, and I only pay now once a year, $20. So that's how I jumped. And I catch these kind of deals. And the Premiere Elements, I caught a deal last year where one-time pay I think it was $50 for life. Boom! I jumped on that. So no monthly.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's good. That's good. I'm looking at Nitech says he's going to pass on the Sony phone.
Yeah, so am I. So am I. But by 2 weeks from now, I'll have 3 phones in the last month, so I'm good for a while.
George, you got a comment here. I see George hats look so much cooler on an iPad.
You say so.
Oh, he got a new iPad. Okay. Alan, the phone tech at work, he got the iPad 12.9. So he's got the big one.
Alan gets everything,
Yeah, I know.
Try to keep up. Yeah, I can't keep up. You know how those Jersey City guys are.
Hey, I don't know what time is it? Okay. I got to ask you guys. Is there anything else? I don't know. This could take a while. The answer.
Yeah, there's nothing else we have to have any.
Well, okay.
To go over. So go ahead.
So George, why did you get the S10e over not like a regular S10?
Because it was cheaper. It has the camera except doesn't have the dual cameras, but the camera is the same functioning camera, has the same wide angle. And I'm missing out on the in-screen fingerprint sensor, but I figured, do I need those earbuds? And I said, no, I don't. So I went with the lesser price. And I think it's a straight up monetary comparison to the 10R. So I've got 2 phones for the exact same price. Now let's see which one's better. So that's why I went with it.
Why are we comparing that? Of course, all of us are comparing it. It's Samsung's answer to the 10R, right? But it does put it. Not, I don't know. Is it close? Is it getting close to the price what OnePlus is going to offer when the OnePlus 7 comes out, the 4G model?
I think it's still going to be $100.
Oh, you mean the 5G model? No, I think the 5G.
Well, no, not the 5G. Not the 5G. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be shocked at one. Keep in mind, from the OnePlus 5T to the OnePlus 6T, there was only like $50 difference. So I don't think OnePlus is going to stick with that for the regular model.
It's still going to be $100 difference, Mike.
Yeah, it's still going to be $100.
Probably more, I think. Remember, Samsung is $750. OnePlus is still at 5 something, right?
Right. So I'm thinking of I would be very surprised if OnePlus went over 650. I'm thinking they'll come in at 600. That's kind of what they've been doing. They've been bumping at 50.
Okay. All right. I just was thinking like going, well, were they actually targeting other phones out there too by having that 750 price? Not just the Apple phone.
No, I think OnePlus makes both Samsung and Apple nervous, don't you? Because
without doubt.
Yeah.
Without doubt.
Yeah, so I'm sure they're probably targeting OnePlus also.
So Will, how come you won't get the S10 and get off the Apple juice a little bit?
Because all right, like George said, he's going to compare the 2 phones, and I don't know what he's comparing. But let's say you watch anybody's YouTube video, and there's 1,000 of them now. They're all comparing the S10e to the XR, or that's what they always do every year.
Right.
All right. Samsung's camera is going to be fantastic.
I see a lot of YouTubers having the 10 Plus.
Yeah, but I've seen some people, like the bigger channels, they'll say 10e and the XR, how do they compare? They do the little overview.
You're going to see a lot more of that once we all have it in our hands.
But my thing is that, all right, just looking at the camera comparisons, let's say, I don't know how George's are going to turn out. But to me, the S10 Plus, S10e, whatever, Samsung's colors still don't look right to me. Like, you know what I mean? They still don't look right compared to Apple's to me. Like their camera.
When you say look right on not the S10s, but you're saying the previous ones.
Well, said to me, Galaxy, it looks better than they used to before, but they still don't look natural. Like you can, if you see the two colors together, you can see like the color of the blue is off. Like if there's, you know what I mean? If there's three pictures side by side.
Yeah, because
you can tell which one is
been known for saturation for a very long time, and I agree with you. They have to back off that. Now it seems to me the big guys are all saying these cameras are a lot better. Now, I'm going to find out.
From what I saw, I mean, they still look. To me, they still don't look. They look the same as they did last year. They look better, but the colors still look, But
so my guess is that to get Samsung to back off the saturation, my guess is they're going to step it down. I don't think they're going to just
they're not going to go completely natural. Yeah, but
other phone manufacturers saturate some too. So
but like for the money, like Mike said, for me it's the camera, and it's looking at what I got. The camera's not that much better, and then Mike, it always comes down to me with updates and. The XR, now for real, the XR or the S10e or whatever, God knows when you're going to get your update.
You're right there.
Samsung has a lot of bloat, and it's as good as the phone is. It still takes you back to the same thing. You're still in the same situation again.
Go back to updates. Why has I'm just asking here. Why is my wife's Note 9 has gotten a security patch update every month, and just now got her the new Pi update. She's literally gotten an update every month, and this phone is that international one from Hong Kong. Okay, right. And why this phone's getting updates? And I see on all over the place people bitching about not getting it. Some getting it. I mean, some does still on December patch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and my wife's Galaxy S9 has been getting the security patches, but she finally got the One UI update last week. And other people still don't have it. So.
Yeah, but how long did you go, George, from the update you just got to the last one? Was it a month or two, or 3 or 4, or what?
A month, I'd say. Yeah, because she's been getting security updates right along.
So it's been consistent.
Yeah, I don't think it's been every single month, but I would say not more than a month and a half in between.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's regular unlocked.
So see, Mike, like that's for me. Like you're not going to get your updates, and like Night Tech said, everybody's going to compare them, but.
Night Tech says he doesn't think you can compare them.
Yeah, he's saying you don't think you can compare them. I don't really. Me, I don't think you. See, I don't know. I think it's hard to compare Android and iPhone too.
Camera-wise is what I compare. So.
Oh well, yeah. But that's why I wouldn't get it. Like you're not going to get updates, and right now it's it's great. But in 3 months, Android's going to be releasing the new version. Yeah, and that thing is still gonna. Yeah, it's still gonna be on P until 2020. You know what I mean? Maybe. It's like and then the value of it is gonna nosedive in a couple months when the Note comes out, and it's like I can't keep giving Samsung my money. I can't.
Nigel is saying that Huawei Mate 20 Pro has better cameras than the Galaxy S10. Now, yes, pretty much they all said the Mate Pro everybody's camera, including the Pixel. But I think some of the guys were saying the S10's cameras are better. At least I think I've heard that. So we're going to find out. I don't have a Mate 20, but that last year, end of last year, that's supposed to be the best camera out there. So we're going to find out.
Because I'll just throw it out there. I'm a little teased by this phone, and potentially I can sell. I'm willing to give up potentially my LG phone and another phone I have to sell them and put the money up to get one of these S series phones.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be. I'm doing it more for the curiosity's sake. I'm not doing it for my channel. I don't know. I haven't made a video in such a long time. Holy cow, Mark. Mark went in deep. George, see that?
George got a friend.
Oh, thank you, Mark. Oh,
whoa.
Apple took his penny.
Minnesota Cold is doing things probably. Thank you, Mark. Very much appreciated, sir.
So I want to know is what I mean I want to I know Will's like going to say, man, you're just going to throw that money away. And
no, listen, no, Mike, listen. I don't think you're throwing it away. I don't know. My thing is like, I don't know. I guess I'm trying to be smarter. In the long run, it's like to give them, because you know me, I wouldn't get the E. I would get the plus. Right. So to give them all that money and then next year,
why the plus? Why the plus?
Because I want the bigger battery. Right. I want the bigger battery.
He does the same thing with.
That's just I always want the bigger battery.
Right.
But
now I was watching somebody's video.
But George, even to give them
the batteries are going to fit each phone perfectly, and Samsung told one of the guys at Pocket Now that the batteries are going to last the same on all three. Don't know if that's true, but that's what they were told.
That's what they always say. But
I don't think that's what they always say.
But
wait! I gotta get in Nitex. He said he's getting the 10R, and then he said apples to oranges. See what I did there?
He said you can't compare the two.
He's coming along in my sense of humor. I like it.
But yeah, Mike, like I don't know. Even if it was only $750 for the plus or whatever, it's like I don't know.
I think you're big.
I guess after I would have been done. Yeah, because
it's the updates with him, Mike.
If I'm gonna keep it, I don't want to be looking at it like you look at your LG phone and be like, man, Android is on.
Right, the iPhone is going to get updated forever.
Yeah, Android is on Q, and I'm still on P, and the next phone is coming out, and they're pushing that down my throat, and they want to give me $400 for the phone that I just bought 2 weeks ago. You know what I mean? I don't want to be in that situation.
See how we all have a different. For him, it's the updates. For me, it's the cameras. So for me,
no, but George, me buying
a new phone.
Me buying the phone is for the camera. I want a good camera, but I'm not going to be like I just want. But if I'm going to Android, I'm going to think like, all right, I can have a good camera and updates. I'll get a Pixel. Why would I get a Samsung to have a good camera that's not as good as the Pixel?
This camera might be better than the Pixel. If it's better than the Mate 20 Pro, it's better than the Pixel.
It's not better than it. For point George, and shoot, no, it's not better than the Pixel.
Well,
last year, because George,
better than any.
Wait a minute. I missed. What's better than the Pixel?
The Mate 20, the Huawei Mate 20 Pro. George, all the guys were saying it, and they're still saying it.
George, for the small update that Samsung did with the S10 compared to the S9, compared to the S9, it's not going to be better than the Pixel. And you're sacrificing updates.
Maybe not. But the point is,
you're sacrificing.
There's already another Android phone out there better than the Pixel, and everybody knows.
Nah, not for point and shoot. Nah.
Well, so you don't have the Mate 20 Pro, and they're all wrong.
Nah,
I mean,
we don't have the Mate 20. We
have like 40 or 50 big YouTube channels.
Well, you know what, George? It don't matter. That's their opinion. But for me, I don't see it. How
can you have an opinion?
George, I watched enough of their videos, and I don't see it.
So did I, and they all said the Mate 20 Pro is better.
I don't see it. I don't see it. But either way, we're talking about Samsung. I'm not getting a Mate 20 Pro or a Samsung whatever just for the camera and going to sacrifice my updates. No.
Yeah,
and still be two or three Android versions behind and give the same money. Nah.
Yeah, see, I'll get it just for the camera, and I make no bones about that.
So let me ask you this, Will. Are you saying that between the S9 and an S10,
the camera didn't improve that much to make it worth it to upgrade?
Even though that
you got a wide angle
cameras.
Because they gave you a wide angle camera. That's it.
Yeah, no, and they give you a better camera.
Mike, you have a wide angle camera. You have the same the open and close thing that you had before, and they gave you a depth sensor or whatever that's supposed to make their portrait mode better. And the Pixel's portrait mode killed it already, and their front camera was way better, and you're going to get your updates. For the same, you know what I mean? That's why I couldn't do it.
Like I said, we all have different priorities.
That's why. I mean, but George, But George, the camera is a priority to me, but not to the point where I'm going to be like, it's not. Updates. George, listen, it's not. It's and this is the thing. If it was a big gap between the Pixel, the Samsung, and let's say Huawei, then I would be like, okay, it'd be a harder decision. It's not like one of those phones is that much better.
No, they're all going to be very close. You can.
Yeah, so I'm not going to give up. So if I go to the next thing that's important, it's going to be updates because. If next year,
I think you're telling it wrong. You number one is updates. Number two is
number one is the camera. When I look at the phone, it's always the camera. But I'm not. If listen. If next year, if I don't want to buy a phone next year, I don't want to be sitting there looking at Android P on my Samsung that I bought after
you so much.
That I bought.
I still have a good phone in my hand that has old updates. Okay.
Because George, after Android P comes out and Samsung releases a phone that's on the previous version, and you're still stuck on that, and you could have had a phone with a camera that was just as good and got your updates.
It doesn't me that I don't have.
I know you don't, but to me, that's what I look at. Because all the other stuff that Samsung puts on there to me is stuff I'm not going to use.
Nigel was saying straight out the Mate 20 Pro cameras are better than the Pixel 3. Pretty much
everybody
that has a Mate 20 Pro agrees with him.
What'd you say, Mike?
But for one quick question, Will, who's Michael Buffer?
What?
No.
Michael Buffer. You know he's the announcer. That's because me and George were going at it. Michael Buffer, he wants him to announce the fight.
Yeah, okay.
But Mike, see, you got to think about it. What do you want? Like, you already know Samsung isn't going to update their phone fast. You're going to get a lot of stuff that you're not going to use on the phone. Just like you said, your wife doesn't use the edge screen and all that. You know what I mean? You have to. It's a trade-off where you have to be willing to. It's your money. But I know for me,
to be edgy anyway.
For me, Mike, if I don't want to update next year, I want to still know that I'll get the latest thing from Android. If I want to try the beta, I'll be able to try the beta. My phone will work on all the carriers. You know what I mean? I can use 5. Well, now you can use it everywhere. Like I want to be able to use it everywhere for that money. And if I don't want to upgrade next year, I don't have to get the newest thing.
Mm-hmm.
Even the next 2 years or the next, at least with the Pixel, you get, I think it's 3 years. With iPhone, you might get 6 years. With Samsung, you might get one update.
I was saying, I'm
kind of agreeing with you because he's saying he's come to realize he's been trying to make his Note 8 stock. I barely use the native Samsung apps. That's why I'm looking forward to either the OnePlus or the Pixel 4. So he's kind of agreeing with you.
And see, Mike, remember, I think I told you before, whenever I would have a Samsung, that's what I would be trying to do, make it into a stock Android phone.
Exactly. Right. You said that. That's right.
So as much as I like the camera and I like the build of it and all that, and I like the wide angle, it's like, what's the point when I'm going to be trying to figure out how can I change the icons, and then I won't like the color scheme of Samsung. You know what I mean? Something will get on my nerves, so I can't give them my $1,000.
Something always gets on your nerves.
Yeah.
Something gets on your nerves.
It's just like Six said. He tries to make his phone stock. That's how I am. I'll be messing with it, trying to make it. And you know what I can't stand about Samsung, and I don't like having to change it, is when you scroll up.
John Brow says, then let's get on the Chinese lemming train.
Mike, when you use your wife's phone, when you scroll up, right, to go to the app drawer, then you gotta scroll left to right. I hate that. And you can change it, but why should I have to change it when it's like a common sense thing? They should make it so you scroll up and down.
Whoa, back up. All right, wait. I get the same thing what you're describing to me now.
What?
You're talking about a recent drawer? You're talking about
on your wife's Note.
Yeah.
When you scroll into the app drawer, you scroll up, right?
Right.
Oh, okay.
On your wife's phone.
The app drawer.
On your wife's phone.
Right.
Right, but I understand. But this is the same thing she's got here now.
Oh, now how do you, what?
Go ahead. I put Nova Launcher on hers.
That's why, because you switched the launcher.
Because she like. I understand.
Yeah, see, Samsung out the box is you have to scroll left to right. I hate that.
You said you can change. Oh, you have to put a new launcher on to change that. Well,
yeah, because my wife, when I got her the she was on the Pixel for a short time. She did like the Pixel. She liked how things were. I said, I can duplicate that. She goes, yes, do that. So I did that. I did that for her.
George, what he said
Gary
was
Brown's making a good point. He says Samsung users don't care about updates; they care about the Samsung experience. That's probably true for the average person. You know.
George, what Nigel said was the P30 will have a better camera than the Pixel 3.
And he also said the B20 is better than the Pixel 3. And so just about every big YouTuber in the world that has a B20.
Man. They might give it. They might.
You're right,
George. They might give it a better overall because it has wide angle,
whatever.
Round but the Pixel camera was better for point and shoot. That's not
okay. They're all wrong.
I was intrigued. I was playing with her phone when she got the Pi update, and before that, I was starting to like some of the things that Samsung had going on in there. So it defeats the purpose because I really wanted to keep the V30 and have at least one phone. Have at least one phone of each brand or the major brands here.
Right.
And experience whenever Pi gets to this. But I don't know. I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence because I like the DAC in it. I like the quad DAC in it.
You love it, right? Yeah,
and I don't know. I'm never going to get rid of this. Don't even talk to me about this. The OnePlus. Nope. Ain't happening. But,
what about when they make their video praising OnePlus with little kids in it?
Well, I'm going to have a problem now. I'm going to cry, okay? But I don't know. Like I said, the deal is very tempting.
Yeah, you better jump on it.
I know.
Before about trading one in and moving on up. I think that's the right thing to do.
Yeah. You know, and I'm not giving up the Apple phone. I could easily swap that phone for the S10.
You'd be awfully glad I carry an Apple phone and an Android phone.
I don't. You know, I want to stay with the Apple thing, but I just was like been really torn. I've been last year with the S9. They had the deal, and I was like, oh, I could try and get, you know, and get on their financing thing. And I'm like, oh, no. But this year,
that.
Yeah, I really killed me. And I'm like, oh, now this year, they really got a great thing going. And
you're going to get it. Mike, this is the thing. If you're going to do it, this would be the year to do it because Android Q or whatever doesn't look like it's going to be a big update. So you won't be missing nothing next year when they. You know.
I'm fine with Pi. I'm fine. Actually, Oreo wasn't bad. I
agree with Will on that too.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna do it, this would be the year. But see, like to me, I like trying all those gimmicks that Google adds with the duplex and all that. I want to try all that stuff first. I want to get the beta. I want the camera. I want the beta software. You know what I mean? I don't want to be adding launchers to make it swipe this way. I don't want to have to do all that. And Samsung, you're never not going to have to do that. And then the things that, like I told you, the things that annoy me about Samsung are like it's swiping up and then you got to swipe left to right. That to me, that's annoying because it's like common sense. You should make it, you know, the 2 email apps and the 2 browsers and the 2. I don't like all that.
Tech for Your Needs says iPhone XR got rid of my iPhone 8 Plus and I'm pleased with my purchase. And
yeah, I remember saying that.
I'm very pleased with my purchase also. So.
Yeah, I mean, Mike, you already got an iPhone, and don't you have a Nokia?
No, I got rid of that long ago.
Okay, well, yeah, I don't know, man. It won't be that bad because you said you'll be trading into Samsung, right? They'll give you $550 or something off.
Well, they give me a couple of bucks for this.
Yeah,
I don't know if I want to give up on this.
I might get 300 for my G6. So
yeah, I don't know.
Mike, you'll get Samsung payback.
Yeah, I know. So I did. You know, when they did the pre-registration, I still have it. I got it. They sent me 2 emails already saying, "Hey, what about you already
we want your money. We want your money."
Yeah, I know. So I don't know.
Yeah, I thought about it, but then I was like, nah, because I already know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna get it and I'm gonna look at it and I like it in the beginning because I like the build of it and all that. I like the color, but I know I'm gonna be aggravated.
Did you use the Edge screen?
No.
No, you never used it, huh?
I felt like the same way I do about the folding phone. It's like the Edge to me is something where it's like there's really no use for it. But since it's there, I got to try to make a reason to use it. So I would try to put stuff there.
You got to give Will credit. He always at least tries the stuff. I got to give him credit.
Yeah, I try all the junk they put on the phone that makes it slow down later.
Right.
Edge screen, this and that, and pull down bar, and I try it all. But man, I get tired of it, and I try to make it look like a pixel at the end. Yeah. Even the what's that thing called? Their theme store. I would theme the apps, right? And then the Samsung stock app they look good. But then when it's the other ones, they looks ugly because it can't theme all of them.
Yeah, I've tried their theme store and it doesn't do much for me.
Yeah, so it's like, so that's why I'm like, I might as well just go to the Pixel so everything will be uniform.
So and there's no way to get you off the Apple juice.
And
huh?
it brings me back to the iPhone where everything is completely uniform and Apple the way they want it to be.
You just answered your question.
The way they want it to be, and I'm bored. I'll get bored with it, but I'm like, you know what? It works, and they're gonna update this until like 2026.
Okay.
I keep on saying I try to sit down and I started and I never completed. They fix all the icons on here, and I think how do you say his name? Talos
of Tech.
Yeah. He showed a few things he did with getting the icons. How did he do it? He had more like he had his icons here.
It's too much work to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was too much work to me. You got to download a web page, take a screenshot. Oh, it's too much.
Oh, yeah. Was it? Okay.
Yeah, I ain't got time for that. Hopefully, iOS 13 they do something. But
I got a question from Nigel. I'm looking for a budget phone as my Sony Xperia XA is on its way out. What do you guys recommend? I recommend two. One would be this. Okay, I'm losing it. My Moto G7 Plus, because it's way better than the other three Moto G7s. Or I would recommend the Nokia 7.1. Both, I'd say, great budget phones. So those
Mike,
would be my two recommendations.
Mike, what did you say to what Night Tech said?
Yeah, Android is getting played.
Again, I'm sorry. What do you mean by getting played exactly?
That's what I think
he means it's getting boring. I don't know.
See,
I'm waiting for him to answer me.
See, I'm not like you guys. These phones never bore me. None of them do. I'm always excited about them.
I see Tech for his needs. He does say the longevity of the products.
Yeah, and that's kind of what Will says, and he's right. You know.
Yeah, because like, look, Mike, if you had that Samsung now, or let's say you had an S8 or whatever, and you didn't want to update this year, you know what I mean? You might be stuck on 2 operating systems ago. You know? To me that drives me crazy because it's not like you're not gonna watch Google's event coming up, and they're gonna be like, yeah, we're expanding Google Duplex and we're adding this and adding that. And
you wouldn't be
Samsung is, you know what I mean? They're not gonna give you the latest.
Now keep in mind,
from Google.
Keep in mind, Will, when Google or Apple, has any of these events, especially for developers, well, yeah, it's going to excite tech nerds like us. But the average consumer,
but I'm talking to Mike. Mike loves all this stuff.
Yeah, well, that's true. You're right there. Yeah.
That's why when I'm like, all right, I'm going to get a phone and I'm going to spend $1,000, and the Pixel's overpriced, and but at least I'm going to get the update of whatever Google's showing me. I'm going to get it. Like they said, you can map the Bixby button, but you can't make it Google Assistant.
Yeah, you can map it to anything except Google Assistant. I said, okay, that's a.
What are they trying to have war with Google? Like that's dumb.
That seems dumb to me.
I don't know. That's what I want, Mike. But you don't care about that, so.
I don't care about what.
You don't worry about being up to date with like what Google's pushing out. You know what I mean?
I'm
like
kinda,
when Google has their event and they're like,
I was at one time, but
when they're like, yeah, we have Google Duplex now, and you can do this, this, and this. You don't care. So I mean, for you, Samsung is all right.
Yeah, you know, and like I said, go ahead.
No, what'd you say? Go ahead.
No, I was going to say is, remember, I had a Pixel. Pixel, and I got, and then when I got this phone, it was like, what the heck? What's the deal here? And this phone, you know, if I'm worried about updates, though, so far has been well updated.
Yeah.
And I think this phone is always been on point. I like the face unlock, and I'm like, why do I need a Pixel? I really don't even have a desire to get the Pixel or get any of those new features that you're talking about because,
but see, now, Mike, this is what I don't understand.
A picture is about photographs, so it makes sense
Mike,
to you and me, Will. It doesn't make sense to Mike.
Nah, but see, okay, look what you're saying, Mike. You don't want to get a Pixel because you don't have a desire for the stuff Google has. So why do you want to get the S10? Just look what Nitek said. All you're paying for is a different design of a phone. They all are doing the same thing.
Right.
So if you don't want the Pixel because if you don't care about the updates, why would you get the S10?
I wanted to own it and try it out.
Especially my wife got it because you like Samsung's doing whatever they did on their phone. You like it, so you care about this.
All of us tech nerds is kind of fascinated by something.
Yeah, he likes it.
I mean, like I said, I got the wife the Note 9, and we all know, you know, she needed a phone with a stylus, and when, you know, I have an opportunity, but you know, she might have done something wrong, you know, this, that, or the other thing, and I play around with it, and I see what's, you know, I'm like, it's, you know, it grabbed my interest. I did like Samsung Pay when I had my S7, you know.
There you go.
So,
Will, even you have talked that up.
Well, yeah, see, I like Samsung Pay, but now Apple Pay works just as good because everywhere has it the same way, just about.
Yeah, but I'm starting to see Android Pay and Apple Pay a lot more.
Yeah, it's everywhere now.
Yeah.
Did I read or did I hear that was it MTS or MST or something like that? Yeah. Is that going away? Did I read that?
It's not on the watch. I don't know if they put it in the phone again. I haven't heard much about it. I doubt they took it out of the phone.
They took it off the new watch. Nobody knows why.
They said something about security. I doubt they took it off the phone.
Yeah, I doubt that too very much.
But yeah, I don't know, Mike. I mean, you don't care about the updates, but you do, but you don't. But I don't know.
No. I care about it.
No,
but he did answer your question. Well, he's played with his wife's Note, and it fascinates him. So
he likes the software. Yeah.
Yeah.
But but I think you do care about the stuff, but you don't. I don't know. You do, but you don't. I guess
you're confusing Will, Mike.
Yeah,
because if Google comes out and they're like, yeah, we have this new feature, you're gonna want it, but you're gonna be like, I'm not gonna buy a new phone for it because you already know Samsung is never gonna give you that. You know what I mean?
The new feature.
So it's kind of like if Samsung put it on their phone, like if Samsung said, all right, we're gonna add Google Duplex to our thing or whatever, you know what I mean? You would use it, but you know Samsung isn't gonna just. They're not going to have it probably for another 6 months or 7 months or 8 months. You know what I mean? So you're not going to just go buy a new phone for it.
Yeah. Hey, guys, we're starting to push up against Team 100.
They're not coming on, are they?
No, I asked Alan. It's a bye week. Yeah. They took a bye week, but yeah.
I'm like, if I'm going to give my $1,000, I want to know that I'm going to get the feature too and have that. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Samsung doesn't put enough in the phone to make me give them my $1,000 and give up updates.
I almost wanted to come on and tell you I'm going all in on Samsung's ecosystem. I'm getting the watch, earbuds.
You know what? You should have. You should have did it like Rishi did. He got the watch, the watch, the earbuds, and
I'll get the decks, whatever. Oh, you know what I mean? I'll start doing my videos right off the decks, and
that's what you can do. You know, I got the Gear S3 sitting here.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you ain't giving that up.
For what? I can't use it.
You know what I thought of, Mike?
What's that?
I figured you'd have more video dexterity.
He waits till almost 10 o'clock.
But no, he's had a few good ones.
You gotta spread out the goodness, man.
Yeah. It's been light, but it's been out there. So,
so Mike, this is Mobile Geezer Light as opposed to Mobile Geezer Note 9.
Yeah, you would get Mobile Geezer Light half price. You know what I mean? Low cost version.
Mike, what do you think about what Night Tech said? That's what he said when he said the Android phones are getting played. You see what he said?
We're saying at this point, for just the design, most Android devices do the Samsung.
The same
thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what he's saying.
To a degree, I agree and I disagree. I find differences.
Explain, George. What's different?
I find differences in every phone. Some differences in every phone.
Well, we all know LG has the worst UI.
Well, yeah. Well, after I sell my G6, I won't have any LG phones anymore. So by next week, I guess I won't have any LG phones.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Good know, Mike. Do what you got to do, Mike. Get it.
I know.
And make a video.
I know. I need to make a video. I started one back in January, and
you're like Shallow. Did you see Shallow post?
I can't believe he went back to Shallow Unicorn. Didn't he?
But he said I make videos, but I don't post them.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. Which reminds me. So, Michael, why have you not been making? You just don't have the time, or what?
Yeah, time. I'm a perfectionist. My problem. Okay. That's my biggest problem. Time. And when I have the time, I start working on it, and I'm almost tempted to want to just walk away from my video and start another one. But I know what's going to happen. It's going to bug me. I really am just. I want to go from A to Z. I want to start it and finish it.
Yeah, that's why. Why you see me put out one video at a time. Because I'm not a good multitasker.
Yeah, I can't just walk away from something and say I'll come back to it because I know I'll never get it done. That's why I got a box full of stuff here. Some of it, I just never had the time to do it. So,
no, that speaker that I did about a month ago, that had been sitting here for 3 months. So.
What was that one? I'm sorry.
That speaker I showed.
Oh, okay. The speaker. I didn't hear what it was at first.
This one.
Yeah. You had it for a while. You just didn't. I know.
I just didn't get around to it, but I keep making videos.
Right, I know.
But I have a big advantage over you. I only work 3 days a week, so that gives me 5 days a week. It gives me 4 days a week to do stuff.
Right. There's been a lot of days I've been busy I mentioned before we were really busy at work, and I just get done and I'm like going, I'm done. All I want to do is play pool. Get in my.
Glad I don't play games.
Yeah, I get in sweatpants and a t-shirt and sit down with the wife and just, she watches her TV shows and I'll be playing pool. Watching T100 or George, Mobile Geezer. I would watch Will's videos if he made.
Mike, you have a comment. You have a comment in the room.
I have salvation waiting for a video from Will.
Mike, you got a comment in the room.
I say, Mike, try it, Mike. I love this Note 7 and S7 Edge, and I realized as time went on with Samsung, for the money that I put down on them, the updates were not on par. As Will said, I felt obligated to use all the features the phone gave me. And myself too. When I had the S7, I never really gave. I was too bullheaded. I don't know. It was bullheaded, but also I felt that their apps were subpar. I just didn't feel. Of course, I use Gmail or the Chrome browser, for example. But I've been finding myself trying out their Samsung's internet browser. I don't know, something about it I like, and I could use. I guess they have an email client, so I can still get my.
Oh God! To me, their email thing was terrible.
I used to use their email a long time ago.
I didn't like it. Their Samsung, I didn't like it. I'd rather Gmail.
Mm-hmm.
Their browser. See, I like their browser, but it doesn't sync with the, you know what I mean? That's why.
Sync with what?
And that's
with Chrome.
Yeah, it's one thing I like with the Chrome. It syncs with everything. You know.
Yeah, to me, they should just get. To me, Mike. To me, they should just get rid of it. To me, that's bloat. Like if I buy that phone, I'll be mad that I can't get rid of it. You know, I can only hide it.
Keep doubling up on stuff. That's what they do.
Yeah, those are the things that annoy me about the phone. Because I don't know, Mike. I like stock Android. No. But you might like it going from the OnePlus to that. You might say I like bloat.
now, Mike, do you like stock Android?
Mike, you might say you like bloat.
I do. Well, I like stock.
If you like stock Android, you should probably look at some of the cheaper Android One phones because there's a bunch of good ones now.
Yeah, well, the Nokia really does.
Nokia, good, yeah.
So I don't know.
Mike, think of all those 4K videos with the 10-minute time limit you could be recording.
Yeah, I don't even record enough video now.
With the 10-minute time limit with your 128 gigs of storage.
Yeah, I also too. I mean, like this phone, I know I've been shooting video with, and I like the quality of the video that it does. And then I talk about it, and I'm planning on getting a new computer, and it's going to be definitely an Apple product. So I definitely know that the syncing between shoot the video and it'll be on the in there to draw from to use iMovie would be good, So I can't just leave Apple. I can't just trade that in because it's just going to. Will is savage tonight, interjecting shots at Mike. Hey.
Because Mike, that time limit thing gets on my nerves. That's the other thing, Judge.
I know, and no, was it no RCS either?
Yeah, no RCS. The messenger, but you know what? Talis, he got me though. He was like, you can just use WhatsApp, and I was like, that's true, but still, you can only record 10 minutes in 4K and all that.
Did you get confirmed? I think you were asking somebody. Did somebody confirm it's 10 minutes?
I'm pretty sure it's 10 minutes again. Yeah. It might be 15 now, maybe with the new chip. But it's still, I don't care what it is. It's not enough. Not when you pay $1,000.
So, Mike, so if you're going to get an Apple computer, which I plan on getting an older one too, but I'm definitely going to buy Final Cut Pro right off the bat. I'm not going to use iMovie, because I do a lot of 4K video. That's why I'm buying the computer.
Right. I'm considering getting the Mac Mini, the new one, the 2018, and get the higher. Well, I want to review it. I thought I saw some videos on the pros and cons of getting a higher chipset in it. Right. I can't remember. I can't remember if they said. I can't remember if they said it. You had to get it to do for a video or not. But I'm going to reconfigure my desk. And get a monitor. I don't know if you can see, like I said, my.
I remember that.
Yeah, this is the peak of the roof of the house. Right. So I have a way of possibly hang a monitor here, get a nicer desk, that kind of thing. It's going to be a couple bucks. I'm going to be wind up putting into.
I'm getting the old MacBook Air, probably a 2015, but I'm getting a Core i7.
Right.
I don't think you should get an i5. If you're going to get you're going to get an Apple product and you want to edit on it, I would get an i7 because an i5, I don't trust the i5s. An i7 will smoke everything else.
The Mac Mini, even this year's version, I think I saw them say they did some mods to it, and one of them was the fan. Or change the fan or something. I have to pardon me. Where some things some things were accessible. What I'm getting at, you know what I mean? And the laptop is nice, but to reconfigure the desk and have just that box, and then have a monitor hanging from here off the wall here.
You're getting a monitor.
Yeah, definitely nicer. So
yeah, I just keep my little double monitors. I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, check for your niece. Says Core i5 is out the door. Yeah, I realized in my research right off the bat, I'm not getting an i5. I have to get an i7.
Right. So,
Go ahead, Mike. Get the Samsung and get the MacBook.
There you go.
Do it up, Mike. Do it up.
And the monitor. You know.
George, what did I tell you earlier? Live for today.
Yeah.
That's what you said, but I told you how that worked out for me.
Yeah. You know, Mike. Do it, and I'll go get an S10 Plus.
So what do I got to do again? What was that?
So
ceramic white.
So you spend $3,000 while he spends $750. That's what he's doing.
Oh man.
All right, are we done?
Yeah,
we're done.
All right. Hey, everybody, thanks for coming by. Alan and Mark, thanks so much for your donations. I really appreciate it. It'll definitely go towards your channel. And I hope you guys enjoyed the stream tonight. Nigel and Six, you guys definitely put a lot into the stream tonight, and we really appreciate it.
We got to get Six to come on the stream one night.
Yeah, we should. And yeah, you guys really contribute, and you're very, very much appreciated. And I don't mean
Gary Brown.
Yeah, Gary Brown, Don. You know, you guys are great. So please keep it up.
Thanks for joining us.
Please spread it out. It'll go on Twitter and Facebook and please, Google Plus for less.
What's going away? Okay, sorry.
And my channel's growing a little bit, so I'm hoping that will keep going, and I'm very happy with things. So, Will, you want to say good night first, since you got
good night, everybody. I got my double coming up. Hope everybody has a good weekend. And Mike, I think we got a snowstorm coming Monday, right?
Yeah, Sunday and
you guys ever have anything but snowstorms?
I'm really excited for this one, aren't you, Mike?
Oh yeah. We got to drive to Philly in the snow. It was real fun today.
Oh my God.
So, good, Mike.
Oh man.
I'm Mike Dixon. This is Simply Your Vice. If you like today's video, give George a thumb up. If you don't like today's video, don't give him a thumbs down. Tell us why in the comments down below. And as always, start the conversation.
And of course, I'm Mobile Geezer, and you can find me on Facebook right now, Google Plus for another few weeks, Twitter and Instagram. I post a lot of stuff on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. At least there's a lot of pictures and stuff. And my website is mobilegeezer.wordpress.com, and I will be writing a new article tomorrow and publishing. And next week we will be on Mike's Simply Your Device channel, right, Mike?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
All right, so we will be there, and maybe we'll be talking to Will from his vacation. Who knows?
Oh yeah, I'll be there. Yeah, I'll try to figure out how to pull that one off.
Okay, I was on vacation last year. Remember?
I'll be on 5GE.
There you go. There you go. That's it. AT&T. All right, folks. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you next Friday at 8 p.m. on Mike's Simply Your Device channel.
See you.
Have a wonderful weekend.
Bye.